All right, so today we are going to solve 977, which says squares of a sorted array. It says that given an integer array nums sorted in a non-decreasing order, so that means it's an ascending order, written in array of the squares of each number, sorted in non-decreasing order. Okay, so I need to return the array, which is basically squares of each number, but I also need to sort it in an ascending order. So one very basic way to do is basically just square each of the numbers in the array and then just sort it, which is basically arrays.sort basically. So that would be time O of n log n, and space is just O of 1. But I'm pretty sure they don't want that. Squaring is find a O of n solution. Yeah, exactly. So we need to do it in a better way. So the thing here is I shouldn't be sorting. Can I do sorting? Like I should, when I'm calculating the square, I should place it at the right place in the start. So let's see. So 4 square 16, 1 square 1, 0, 0, 3, 9, 10, 100. So one way to do is basically I need to find the minimum element here. And then what I can do is I'll add it to my array. And then for each of the elements, okay. So let's say what I'm going to do is I'm going to traverse the array. I'm going to find this middle value, which here is 0. And so basically that is my minimum square. And I'm going to put it in my answer array. And then what I'm going to do is a left pointer and a right pointer. I'm going to square each of these, see which one is lesser, put it there. And then if I put the left one, I'll do left minus minus. And if I see the right one was the one which was smaller, then I'll put the right square and do right plus plus. And I'm going to do this till my left doesn't reach 0 and my right doesn't reach the end of it. And yeah, so that way we'll be able to solve this. So let's say I'll have an int array answer, which will be basically a new int array of nums.length. Let's just put it in a n variable, right? Okay. Actually, there's one more way to do it. What we can do is, since we see that instead of going from the start, right, let's fill this answer array from the back, because I know that the max squares will be either this or this, right? So let's have two pointers, which will be -4 and 10, right? I'll calculate the squares of these, and whichever is maximum, I'll put it in my answer array. Yes. And then I'm going to decrement or increment based on that. So yeah, I think in that way, I won't have to even calculate the mid value. So yeah, I think that's better. So let's do int left as 0, int right as n minus 1. And what I'll do is while my left is less than equal to right. Okay, what I'm going to do is um, int left square will be equal to nums of left asterisk nums of left, right? Same way I'll have right square. Yes, and I'm gonna do is if my left square is greater than equal to right square, I'm gonna do nums of, okay, let's have an index which will start from end, right? So nums of index will be equal to left square, and then I'll do left plus plus, else I'll do nums of index will be equal to right square and right minus minus. Either way, I want my index to move on, so index plus plus. And yeah, so this way they're going to meet at some point, and then once they cross each other, I don't want to have, basically that is when my index will also be at the end. One thing to note here is if my left overflows, right? So yeah, so I need to see if my left is starting from 0, it shouldn't reach the end. So if left, oh, this will never happen, yeah, because any point. So basically, I was concerned of the fact that if my left reaches the end or my right reaches 0 or less, this will give me a null point. Like that index is not valid, but that won't happen since my loop will break. So yeah, this looks good. At the end, I can just return my answer array. Yes, let's see if this works. Index 5 out of bound. Okay. So what happened? Index was 0. Oh, I see. I need to do index minus minus. Yes, run. Ooh, okay. So output was 0. Basically, it never went in. So for nums of index, if left square is greater, so nums of index will be left square, left will increment, and index will go to minus minus, right? Uh, yeah, this looks good. What did I miss? So right starts from n, left starts from 0, while left is less than right. I calculate the two squares. Whichever is greater, I put it there and I'll do increment the counter for that. And my index will move down, right? And I'll keep doing this while my index is greater than equal to 0, right? I don't think this makes a difference, but let's see if it does. Yeah. Okay, so there's something else that I'm missing. Let's see. I got the left value, I got the right value, right? Index is I minus 1, while my index is greater than equal to 0, left square, right square. If my this is greater than equal to this, I'll put left square in my answer, right? I'll do left plus plus. If that was not the case, I'll do right square, right minus minus, right? And index minus minus. Yes, that looks good. Oh, I see. Because I'm putting it in the original array. Uh, yeah. So I need to change it to answer array. Yes, that was a mistake. Let's run. Okay, looks good. Submit. Awesome. And there we go. Okay. So what's the time and space complexity for this? It should be O of n, because my left and right, once they meet, I'm going to stop. So ideally, I think that's the better way to write. I prefer it that way. And my space would be O of 1. If we don't count the answer array, if we count the answer array, it would be n, but I assume we don't count it. So yeah, this looks good. Awesome. And there we go.